Welcome back, everybody, to Nerdocracy, the show for nerds, governed by nerds. We are your fellow Nerdocrats and your hosts for this show, Tom, Alberto, and myself. I want to thank everyone for jumping in on the first episode, first video. Despite the technical difficulties, it was a fun show, and a surprising amount of people have watched and subscribed, which we appreciate. I'll do the obligatory like and subscribe. Got to get used to doing that stuff. I always get annoyed because every YouTube video I watch, at the beginning, the middle, and the end, it's don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below. But it does help. It's there for a reason. Everyone says it for a reason. So if you like hearing us yap on about nerd nonsense, then make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. We'll be doing shows once a week, and then I'll sprinkle other segments in throughout the week. Maybe myself with someone else, one of the two normal hosts, which would be Tom or Alberto, but there will be something from toy photography to thought about doing a box office segment every Monday because I'm really into that shit.
Yeah, a lot of good movies coming out too. So
Yeah. So just doing a box office breakdown. I like to watch them. Like we talked about earlier before the show, I drive a lot, so I'm constantly watching and listening to YouTube videos. Listening. I'm
Hopefully
driving.
watching
I'm not
while
watching.
driving.
Yes, just listening.
It's like, goddamn.
Yeah, but I love the box office stuff. I don't know why I love that stuff. I don't think it's indicative of how good a movie is. I think too many people correlate the two. They say, well, it made money, so it's a good movie. It lost money, so it's a bad movie. I hate that argument, but I do, bless you,
Excuse me. I forget I have a mute button for that exact purpose.
right? But I do, the box office is so important to us getting more nerd content that we like. So if it does well and it's something that I like to see it succeed. Which kind of is a good.
Can I
Yeah.
interrupt your box office talk?
Of course.
More box office talk, actually. Are you guys like, if you really like a movie, even if it's from one of like the big studios, like let's say, perfect example would be Superman from Warner Brothers, right? Warner Brothers is not hurting for money. But Superman, I want to see more of James Gunn's world. I don't know how. I mean, I know it's doing well now, but before we knew it was even doing well, the second it went up for pre-order, I pre-ordered the digital copy of that at home just to make sure that they knew I really liked it. I'm supporting it with my dollars. Do you guys do that as well, or do you guys like?
Yeah, I pre-ordered the Steelbook edition at I think it's Walmart exclusive, yeah. And I did the Fantastic Four already came out. I don't remember, but the Superman I did pre-order the Steelbook. Yeah, I do.
Four, I don't think is.
I have a collection of Steelbooks, so if I really enjoy the movie, I tend to buy it on a physical format. So and it looks better and sounds better if you have a good display and a good sound equipment in your home. So.
And if you live somewhere like me where the internet is spotty at best, you absolutely buy physical media. And I normally do too.
You guys both have houses. I live in a tiny apartment and have a plastic addiction, as seen behind me. So this is all my space goes to this stuff. So my movies collection is primarily digital these days. But I have good internet. I live in California. So
yeah. You want to know something depressing though? I buy all this physical media, and it's in boxes here in the basement. And when we want to watch something, when we want to watch something upstairs in the bedroom, we're like, oh, we can just rent it for $3.99, and we do. And then I'm like, I have it in the basement. I could take 5 minutes and walk downstairs.
It's convenience. Convenience is king, man. It wins. That's and that's the companies know this.
They do know this. Yes.
I used to not. When I had the time, I used to pick for maybe like 10 movies that I wanted to watch at a certain amount of time, and I kept them next to the nightstand. So when I was done with that tower, then I would switch to whatever else we wanted to watch. Depend. My wife picked 5, I picked 5, and then we used to have like a theater night with that. So in order to avoid having to spend $3.99 on a rental, we just kept whatever our watch list. We just put it next to the nightstand in the bedroom. So.
That's smart. The problem is we don't have any of the types of films that my wife likes to watch on physical media because I'm the one that buys it. So I would pick 10, and then halfway through she'd be like, can we watch something else? And I'd be like, yeah. Let's rent it.
I have Mary Poppins, I have the Three Musketeers, I have the Count of Monte Crystal, which is her life, and I have my side and she has her side. At least she doesn't like Star Wars that much, but there's a Lord of the Rings is something that we can watch together. So at least we have some mutual things that we can enjoy together. Trying to convince her to take her to see Superman, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
I
you
can't see her
should.
not liking Superman. Like, I mean, I feel like
He likes Cavill. That's the thing, very much so. So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
So,
see.
yeah, for the general audience, that's a good thing to get into. I wanted to get into that with you guys. Don't know really if you care as much about box office as I do, or if you know the current box office for Fantastic Four as of tonight.
I know it dropped 80% week over week. Is that right?
I love the news media. So that's the
Yeah.
headline, but it only
Yeah.
dropped 80% on Friday. So
Ah, okay.
Friday sales were 80%. The overall weekend drop was 66%, which is a lot.
It is a lot, and it's sad because that is a very good movie.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing. I'm curious your opinions on why. Because I feel like the box office really tells us the general audience's idea of a film. Not whether it's good or bad, what the reasons are that it goes into, whether people go back and see it again. But I
Mhm.
really can't figure out why, because Superman held pretty strong.
Yeah,
And I
it
feel
did
like
really well.
Fantastic Four is just as much of a family movie, so I don't feel like that would be a detractor for people. But I really can't figure out. It baffles me because it's so good. If it's a bad movie, or I considered it a bad movie, I'd be like, oh, well, this, or this. But I really don't understand the drop for Fantastic Four.
Well, the same thing happened to Thunderbolts, and that was another great one. Like, and I feel
Yes.
like Marvel, undeservedly so, has been getting a lot of flack for a big drop in quality from Endgame, and there's been a lot of great movies that Marvel has put out. So there's been some solid shows as well. I really enjoyed Ironheart. So I do not understand, but there is definitely an ongoing, just like rumbling on the internet of Marvel's on the way out kind of thing. And I don't see it. So I'm like trying to wrap my head around it, but I feel like that has to do with like the diehards went weekend one, right?
Yes.
But they're obviously, I went twice. I know you went three times at least by this point, Jordan.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if other people have like gone multiple times or maybe they've seen it enough or what. I don't know what the drop is from, but it has to be from that Marvel is
I think the first weekend, I agree with you there. I think it's the diehard fans that make that amount of money in the initial weekend, and then I think they're not reaching out to the general audiences to make it attractive. Maybe word of mouth or the internet is taking care of that. Maybe it's not that interesting, or there's superhero fatigue maybe going on. So, because us three are going to be there if we can, front row center, and watch the movie when it comes out. But there's other people who, well, it's another superhero movie. Okay, I'll just watch whatever else is there. Or I'll just wait for it until it streams, and so maybe that's it. It might be a little bit of fatigue. I don't know.
But Superman didn't have it though. So if Superman didn't have it, then why would you say like I don't know if superhero fatigue comes into it? The movie that came out 2 weeks before didn't have that same issue.
That's a good question there. I don't know. I think Superman is Superman, so I think it's more of a
Quality.
a worldwide. Even people who don't like Superman go watch Superman. So, and I don't know. It's difficult to compare, put one against the other because Fantastic Four might be a little. It's old and it's classic and it's but Superman I think is more approachable to people of all ages. I don't know. So it's more you can reach the diehard and you can reach the person just out of curiosity maybe to go watch the movie at the theater to see how it's good or not. But I think Marvel is missing that reach for the general to bring in people to come back. We're doing good stuff. So it might be that the people are like they don't care anymore. Fatigue, basically.
That was my thing. I wondered if it was. I thought about fatigue, and then I'm like, no, because like you said, Tom, Superman did well. So then my thought was, okay, is it the name? And you kind of
Yeah.
touched on it, Alberto. So are we at the point now where people are only coming out to these because they know the property, like they know the name. Like, yeah, it's Marvel, but is Fantastic Four no longer to us? It's a top tier. It's Marvel's first family, but
Yep.
to most people, like that's where I kind of, after trying to reason it out in my head, I'm like, I guess it maybe comes down to that. People are gonna go to what they recognize.
But
I don't
you
know.
also have to take under consideration that this is not the first Fantastic Four outing, and the first were not, you know. So
Right.
Good point.
People
Fox
held
killed a
back.
little bit of that.
Yeah, so I don't know.
My thought would be more of what, and Kevin Feige has been out there saying a whole lot of stuff lately, a lot of which I do not agree with.
Yep.
But one of the things I do agree with what he said is he said that a lot of Marvel fans don't want to do homework, right? And I feel like, funny enough, Fantastic Four is the one movie they've done so far that you literally have to know absolutely nothing going in. It's a whole new world, it's a whole new everything. But I feel like when people hear the word Marvel or the company Marvel or know it's a Marvel movie, they're like, oh, well, I haven't seen the past 20 years of films, so I can't go to watch this one, kind of thing. And maybe they didn't do enough to push forward the idea that this is a new starting ground. Like, you could go in here not knowing anything and you'll know everything
Yeah.
from this one film.
Do you think they're going to shoot themselves in the foot by rebooting after Secret Wars? Like, if they get everyone back on board, then we get these next few films. So we have Spider-Man, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. And after Secret Wars, it's a complete reboot after that.
Right.
So are they going to get everyone back on board and then shoot themselves again?
We don't know the level of reboot, right? Because
True,
clearly
we
you're
don't.
not going to throw away 20 years of stories or however many, like this, I don't know if it's been 20 yet, but it's close enough to almost 20 years of stories.
Yeah.
Where you're not going to throw away everything, right? Because they just built, granted, Thunderbolts didn't do well, as we talked about, but you just built this team of riffraff characters that we learned about through various media, and it works so well because we know a lot of these characters pass. So the second Thunderbolts movie is going to have none of that, and all of a sudden they're going to be all new? No.
Right.
There's going to be some stuff kept, so we don't know what that's going to be. And I worry about the idea of reboot, but maybe just the idea of presenting something new where you don't need to do all this homework. You can go in, and we're not going to be so self-referential to the past with these films kind of coming up. That's smart, but don't wipe everything also.
Yeah. Yeah, my fear is we're no longer going to get films like Thunderbolts with characters that people don't know.
Yeah.
We're only going to get surefire wins with Spider-Man and Iron Man and Captain America and people like that's my fear. Like all these movies that previously would never have been made, Marvel's afforded the opportunity to make them because of their success for, like you said, almost 20 years. So they can make Eternals, but Eternals may not be a great example of a great movie, but at least it's a good example of making a movie about characters nobody knows of.
Yeah, but also think about this. When there's actually 2 points to this. Think about when Iron Man, the first Iron Man came out. Iron Man was not an A-tier Marvel hero. He was a B tier because they had already farmed out all their A tier to Fox and Sony and all this other stuff. So they didn't have the rights. So they're like, let's build up some of our own. So Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, we all know them as A-tier Avengers, all this stuff. They were not that in Marvel Comics at the time. Spider-Man, X-Men, Fantastic Four, like those were the big ones. And Alberto, you touched on this a little bit. I think Fox did a good number to kind of sour Fantastic Four, muddy the waters with X-Men a little bit, though there's still a fervor for X-Men. And I feel like, if anything, X-Men is going to save the MCU, in my opinion.
I agree.
Whether or not people are going to be upset that there's going to be no Hugh Jackman or whatever in that, we'll find out when that time comes.
No, I think people will make peace with the fact that Hugh Jackman might not come back. So I think people are more excited that who would be the next Wolverine to join the ranks. So at least I am, because he already did well enough with the character for 10 years, 11, 12 years he's been doing
25 years, because X-Men 1 came out in 2000.
Yep.
Holy, I'm old.
Yep.
Yeah, time keeps on slipping.
It does.
Yeah, so I think people are excited to see what's going to be the next set. And I think they gave us a test of that with in Deadpool when they started showing off and different iterations, and even bringing Cavill in, and and we were all hopeful that maybe some other people may do a cameo as Wolverine, but you could feel the excitement in the theater in that scene. So I think people are hopeful to see another actor, don the claws. So I'm hopeful.
Yeah, it could end up being like Batman, where the general audience just goes with it.
Yeah, I
They're
hope so.
like, they know the name. The name is so big now to, like I said, the general audience, people that aren't of the cloth. They know who Wolverine is now. So it could. I think that casting could work out okay. I hope so.
Yeah,
Anyway, I don't know.
it all comes down to who they choose. I hope they choose well.
Yes.
We'll
I
see.
mean, I think we're going to go back to, like you were talking about, Tom, we're going to go back to the days of focusing on a hero in their film, and it's going to be small scale. We're going to start like
Yeah.
Iron Man. They're going to try to restart, basically, and start small and do character focused films. This would be my guess anyway. Character focused films with lower budgets, maybe even lesser known actors, and then try to just rebuild the cinematic brand, not like the Marvel brand needs rebuilt, but the cinematic brand. That would be my guess with it anyway.
It'd be a good starting point again to do. I feel like what the problem why the DCEU, right, the entertainment universe, that didn't catch on like wildfires because they tried to go too much too fast, right? They're
Yep.
like, let's instead of introducing everybody in their own films, giving them the same, let's just bring everybody together as quickly as possible. And I feel like maybe that's what they, as you're saying, what they kind of need to do is do more solo standalone stories that do not rely on an established universe, but it is established. You can have Spider-Man swing by. He doesn't even need to stop.
Right.
He can just swing by, and then that just
Yep.
happens. And you can kind of still just tell a like a Daredevil story or something like that from like just on the ground, one character, tell a story. That's the important thing. I think for a while Marvel has tried to focus a little too much on this what's next feeling, but people are really into the what's next. They want to know, why am I invested in this story that you're trying to tell?
Yep.
I'm trying to tell tomorrow's story today. Tell me today's story right
Yep.
now, so I'm invested now. And
Yeah.
then I'll care about tomorrow.
Right? Which is what DC is now doing under Gunn and Safran. They're doing what the next two are Supergirl and Clayface.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
there's
that's what we talked about last time. That they picked the character that nobody has seen on film, like
Yeah.
Clayface, to set up what might be the Batman universe in the new DCU. So I hope they do that with the new gods at some point. So, but that's the way to work it in. You go subtle. Oh, you get the interest from the people, and then you go full on the series. So hopefully that'll be it.
we
But
also
yeah. Sorry.
go ahead, Alberto.
No, go ahead. I was finished. Either way. Yeah.
I was going to say we also live in a world now, and I realize it more and more, where going to the movies is so expensive. So you have to, and normally when you're going to a movie, people are bringing their families. So it has to be something accessible for families, but it also has to be something accessible that the families are going to want to go back and see. I guess a great example is the Minecraft movie. It made almost $1 billion. It was the weirdest time in the theater I'd ever had. I don't know anything about Minecraft, but the kids loved it, and every kid in that theater loved it. And when we get home, they want to go back. So then we're like, okay, well, we got to take all four of us back to the movies, popcorn, everything else. It's $100 every time we go. And we end up going to see Minecraft 3 times. So if you can get the movie that the kids want to see more than once, but then there's also that catch-22 of, please God, I don't want a bunch of Minecraft-style movies that I have to go see. I don't want studios to take that note from Minecraft and be like, okay, we can put out terrible films, but because the kids will go watch them, this is the new norm. This is what we're going to pump out.
I'm of two minds because I like the idea of give us more family movies, and that's one of the things where I think Fantastic Four should be doing better because it is a good family movie.
Yeah.
However, we've never lived in a time that's been more ready for a good rated R movie to do so successfully as today, because rated R movies do so well. Like adult oriented films do so well now that like they could be $1 billion franchises just as easily. So you don't need to cater to the like the
True.
children as well. As I think it really comes down to knowing the audience that you're trying to make the film for.
Yeah.
And Minecraft, I watched it. I know Minecraft. That movie was a movie I watched. I will say that. I don't think it was for me. And that's fine because it clearly was for the audience that I know was throwing popcorn and going crazy in the theater and
Yep.
yelling out the lines and singing the songs with all the characters. And that's great. I feel bad for the people that work in those movie theaters, but that's great.
Yes. Yeah, they did that
But
in
don't.
our 3 of our showings. The whole when the something jockey comes out.
Oh, chicken. Yeah,
Yeah,
the chicken.
chicken jockey. The kids went nuts throwing popcorn. I'm like, what? I think the third time we went to see it, Kai wanted to throw his popcorn. I'm like, no, you're not throwing your popcorn. Someone has to clean up your mess.
I don't know. I know nothing of Minecraft, so I'll let you do both. Dissect that.
Oh no, I know nothing about it either. I've just seen it more times than any one human being should see it. That's all I'll say about it.
That movie was a reference fest. That's really so. Like, if you know Minecraft, even in the slightest bit, the movie is really just taking the things in that in the game and just referencing it with stupid jokes that like there's nothing to it. It's just on its face, Alberto. So you're really not missing.
It's a 2 hour DiCaprio man. Like,
Yeah, something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
And
interesting.
also, and there also, since the pandemic, a lot of people are not going to the movie theaters.
Yep.
And me,
Yep.
I used to go. I was like you guys, at least like Jordan, die hard that I would go day one, be there, or make 2 or 3 rounds of the same movie. But
We got a child over the pandemic, Alberto. I think that kind of changes a lot.
I get, but I've even during and before he was born, a lot of people decided not to go. I know a lot of people who are diehard fans that they just rather wait for it to stream. And if you remember back in the day, the transition between the theater release and when you actually had it on, a lot of time went through. So.
Yeah.
Now people decide it's what I already have Thunderbolts on. I'm just waiting for it to come down on Disney Plus, or I know Superman will be soon coming up for digital, and most likely they'll push Fantastic when the numbers come up. They'll push Fantastic Four quicker to digital and to streaming. So that's also a new culture that came up during the pandemic. So I don't know if it's generational with us, people my age or the younger age, but I don't. Going to the movies is not what it used to be, at least now. So
I think a lot of the problem for me, like, because I didn't go to the movies during the pandemic either, because also a lot of them shut down for the pandemic as well. But and also like if I could day and date go to the movies or see it at home, most movies I will be just fine watching on my TV at home. Seeing Galactus on the big screen though, like I wanted to be there day one. Seeing Superman on the big screen day one. But that said, I feel like the model needs to change a little bit. I feel like it needs to be something where if you pay to go to the movies on day one or opening weekend or something like that, you get a code or something like that to go home, and then you can buy a digital copy to then watch at home. Because I would love to go. I would love to see a movie more than once. But the movie theater up here, I've had no shortage of terrible experiences with people being on their phone, like searching Instagram, talking on their phone, talking through the movie, doing like all this stuff. And the theater culture after the pandemic just got killed up here in California, at least. And before then, it was opening night, great audience, cheers when to cheer, like when you're supposed to cheer, like laugh when you're supposed to laugh, no sound in between. Now it's like, okay, what horribleness am I going to be sitting next to during this movie? And it is every time for me.
Wow.
So I would rather watch it at home just to avoid that.
But at least for me now, going to the movies, it has to be something that I really want to see. I've only gone. I saw Fantastic Four, anything on IMAX, Dune, because I missed the first one during the pandemic, and I really wanted to see Top Gun Maverick. I like the movie, but because my friend said you have to see it in IMAX, and so it's more like it's now more like going like a music. I don't know if it makes sense, but going to like a music concert. You make
Oh yeah.
go
It's an event.
once every 6 or 7 weeks or something. Before it was, oh, there's a premiere in a movie with this. I'll be there. I'll go watch that. Now it's more like an event, and depends on what's going to be showing, in order to make an exception to go to the theaters. So, and that's basically why they're struggling right now. So I don't think movie theaters will be here for, I don't know, for maybe the next 50 years. So we'll see what happens with that.
It circles back to what we were kind of talking about at the beginning, though, too, because like Naked Gun is apparently really good, and I really want to see it, but it's not one that any other time would I ever like think I need to get out to the movies to go see this comedy that's not special effects, high budget, like all this other stuff. But I also know that these days, this is also thanks to Naked Gun's own marketing pushing this fact. We make what, like 50% less comedy movies these days because they don't perform well in the cinema, because people are fine waiting until streaming. And yet, if it is just a streaming movie, they're usually not as good. So it comes to the point where like I want to see this movie to support it so we get more, but also I don't need to rush out to go see it. So I'm kind of like of two minds there as well.
I don't know. I love the first three. I don't know if this one's going to be good.
I hear it's great. It's got everybody I've seen talk about it.
With Airplane and the Sucker Brothers and all that stuff. So I don't know. I hope it works, because that's one thing. I think it's a generational thing, because I don't laugh at comedy movies that come out today. I don't know if my sense of humor or it's an old school thing. But I hope it does well. So I'll see it just for nostalgia's sake. I hope he does a good Frank Drebin. That's the only thing I'm rooting for.
Well, he's not Frank. He's his kid.
It's Frank Drebin Jr.
Yeah.
Which is great. It looks phenomenal. I'm definitely going to see it. I didn't have time this weekend. There's a lot going on, but I'm going to see that one. But I'm still one of the hardcore theater roadies. I'll go see something every week if I can. Even I'll see shit that I hate.
I used to have that.
Why would you put yourself through
No,
that?
not on purpose. I'm just saying I'll watch something. I'm like, it might be okay, and then I'm like, oh, that was awful. I shouldn't have went. Even
okay.
I'll watch movies I'm even on the fence about.
Okay.
Yeah, like Together. I'm probably gonna see Together, and ugh.
I understand
that. Biggest,
I used to be like that, so yeah, I get it. It's just that new movie that's even
Yeah. But Together freaks me out. That whole body horror. So yeah.
One with the brother from
Dave Franco and
Alison Brie.
Yes. Yep. Who are actually married in real life, I believe.
Are they really?
Yep. Yes.
Oh, good on you, James Franco's brother.
Last good horror movie I saw was Hereditary, which I will not see again.
Oh, you should watch. What's the one where you have to like touch the ceramic hand? It's not like.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
That was really good. It was freaky as hell, but it was really.
You
good.
had Hereditary?
No. I've my friend because I'm weird. I cannot see horror movies in the theater. Okay, like it just
not even in your house. It doesn't matter. I will not see that movie again. So
right, and like so, but because I didn't see it in the theater, my friend was like, "Can I tell you what happens in this?" I was like, "Oh, please do." So that way, I'll know if I want to watch it at home or not. And so he told me the entire thing, and I'm like, I'm not going to watch this movie. No. Like that's not for me. So I know about Hereditary.
I saw it once. That's enough. I won't see that movie again in my lifetime. So
yeah.
Some good ones.
A good horror movie.
The Barbarian was a really good one, and I know that they're doing a new one called Weapons that looks really interesting.
Looks great.
That one I'm very curious about. That's with Josh Brolin and
the Silver Surfer, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Julia Garner.
I saw it was 9 a.m. in the morning, and there were kids in the theater for Fantastic Four, and they put up that. All the moms were like and turning them around.
Someone in that theater messed up big.
Yeah. Have you seen It Follows, Alberto?
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. That's one of the best horror movies I think that's ever been made. I love that movie. Have you seen it, Tom?
No, but I know it's basically like an STD.
Yes, it is, and it's terrifying. It's a great movie. So good. And I'm not really a horror movie. I say that. I've seen a lot of horror movies, but it's
yeah.
never
I've
my
seen a lot
go-to.
too. I think I'm the same as you, Jordan, where I'm like, I'm not a horror movie buff, but I also like during October, I will exclusively watch horror movies from the start to the end, but I try to keep it within October. That's where I'm
Yes.
like, this is where my horror month, and then
Yep.
that's it.
I'm
But I
about the
will watch
actually the
movie.
same. Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad we're
Right?
similar in that weird regard.
Yeah.
I want to see Sinners though. My brother-in-law.
That was not a horror movie. That's good.
Yeah,
That was
it's
a
not a horror
vampire
He
movie.
told me that
movie.
it was good, so
Yeah.
It's a horror movie only in the sense vampires are considered a horror class, you know, but it's not a horror
So,
movie. It's a great
let's
movie.
talk about that actually, because like so the horror stuff that I can't deal with is stuff where it is like body horror or torture porn or stuff like that. But if you're talking vampires or like aliens, I could go watch every alien. Like I did see Romulus in the theater. I watched it
Yep.
the other day. I like it, like anything that's like supernatural, like creature features or stuff like that. Fine with it. But when it is like a messed up like home invasion type thing, I'm not watching that shit at all. 'Cause, like, if it can happen in real life,
yeah.
not for me.
There's the body, like the human centipede or stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not for me. No.
Nope.
No.
But I do agree with you, Tom. I like the supernatural and aliens with body horror, like
That's fine.
That's
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
But there's like the clown movie,
Yep.
no,
Terrifier, no. I'm
Oh,
out.
fuck no.
yes,
That's a fuck no.
No.
Sorry to drop the first F bomb of the show twice, but
The only one I
Yep.
like about it is Halloween. I tend to like Myers, but other than that, it's just sci-fi. You know which one is? I don't know if you've seen it. It's a James Gunn's movie, actually. It's Slither. You've seen that one?
I watched it like back when it came out, like ages ago. I almost forgot the whole
It's a good
thing.
movie. Yeah.
It's a great movie. Yeah.
Funny. Basically has all the cast from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah. James likes continuing to work with the
Yeah.
same people.
Yep. Speaking of James Gunn horror movies, Brightburn, did you see that one?
I have not, but I wanted to. That's the fake Superman kid, right?
He was
Basically, evil Superman as a kid. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I
It was pretty
wanted
good.
to see it when it came out, but it wasn't getting like internationally like acclaimed reviews. Which
Yeah.
is what I was hoping to hear, and then I was going to watch it. But maybe I'll save that.
It's absolutely predictable, but it's a good movie just to sit through it. You won't feel like you wasted your time, but it's good
Okay.
effects and everything, and it's the premise is a little bit predictable, but yeah, it's not that bad.
It's a great
Oh, man.
spooky season movie. So when you go to October to watch your horror movies, it'll be a good one.
I have nothing
Perfect. I'll do that then.
Yeah.
You guys gonna watch the Welcome to Derry show on HBO Max?
Yes. Absolutely. I love.
Roberto's a cringing no. Is what that looks like.
I know I was phobic of clowns when I was a kid.
Me too.
And every
I kinda
birthday,
feel it, though.
every birthday photo you see in my albums when there's a clown involved, it's me crying. So yeah, I tend to hate clowns. So
Well, it's actually an alien if you think about it. It's not the same. It's not a clown. It just
Yeah.
takes the shape of a clown. So it actually, if anything, it kind of just gives weight behind your fear. It's like, see, this is why I'm afraid of clowns because of shit like this.
no, and my wife knows every time we travel and there's like a mime or something, because I tend to get paranoid but aggressive. So if he stands near me, I tend to might react in a way that the clown might not. I
Or
might
punch
go
through
back.
the invisible wall.
Might go Batman on his ass. So no, she's like, there's a clown, so just let's go this way. I think it's not like I get afraid. It's just I get in combat mode. I'll go at you. So stay the fuck away from me. But I don't. And clown movies for me, it's not. Yeah. I saw it part 1 and 2, but yeah, that's about it. Just because it's a Stephen King movie, I'll tolerate that part. But just I remember Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and
That's what messed me up when I was a kid. Was that dumbass movie was Killer Clown from Outer Space? I remember like waking my parents up in the middle of the night, being like, "They're landing," because so we lived in like a really rural area of Connecticut growing up, but there was a local airport nearby just for like wealthy people that would fly in and out. So there was one of those not a lighthouse, but it was a similar situation, right, where the beacon of light would spin around.
Yeah.
And late at night, when everything else was pitch black, because I live in such a rural space, you just see this white light beam around the sky, and their spaceship in Killer Clowns is a spinning whatchamacallit, the tent that they fly in.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was. And I would wake up my parents in the middle of the night, like, the clouds are here, the clouds are here. And they're like, what the hell are you talking about?
I love. For me, it was Chucky.
Oh,
That messed me up as a kid. Messed me up.
Yeah.
I still can't look at Chucky. If I see a picture on my feed, I fly by. I can't.
Yep. Same.
Not for
And
me.
my grandmother collected dolls.
Oh no.
And this is no joke. Like the Victorian era, like you'd see them in The Conjuring or something, the evil dolls. She collected them, and they were all over her house. I mean, all over. Kitchen,
Yeah.
bathroom, dining room,
Yeah.
everywhere.
My grandmother had a collection of Venetian masks from the carnival. And she used to
Oh yeah.
used to hang them on the wall, and every time when they were like in the way from the kitchen to the bedroom. So when I was a kid, I always she always fight with me in the morning because I always left the light on during the house. Because once you turn off the light, that looked like a horn. All the faces flying about on the. Because they were ivory white, so whatever light hit them, they would cast a reflection.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The doll thing reminded me of like when I was in college. Our first apartment in college, we had a storage room downstairs, but it was the guy that like rented us the place was like it's been ruined, it's been destroyed, so don't count it as part of your apartment, even though technically it is. And one summer I was like, you know what? I'm gonna clean out the storage room and I'm gonna turn it into like a chill room. Finally opened the door, sitting on a chair right in the middle was a little Venetian doll just sitting there, just like creepily, and there was red handprints like all over the wall. They had wrote like "It's coming to get you" like behind it. And it's like Jesus, what a sight to walk into. Granted, I was in college, I was drinking all the time, so I was like threw it out instantly. I did not care, but like any other year, if I was younger, I would have lost my shit.
Yeah.
Right? You had that beer courage, so you were fine.
Exactly.
Oh, no. Dolls. I don't even like thinking about them. I'm a big.
Tons of them right behind you.
No, they're not dolls.
Those are. I think those are. Something like this, the 1/12 scale, the guys, not soft goods. Those are faction figures. Once we start doing soft goods and like the wool hair that they're doing now,
Yeah.
those are dolls.
It's true.
Let's be honest.
It's true. I would correct Grandma though, because she would say that. Oh, you're still doing your thing with your dolls. I'm like, Grandma, they're not dolls.
I do that
God,
to other people too.
we are.
For my friends.
Yeah,
They're not dolls.
This truly is a nerdocracy. We're talking about our dolls. Speaking of dolls, and I'm not going to get into what it is, but I do have two figures coming. We got to get through the ridiculous tariff nonsense and everything's delayed, more expensive, but they will get here in probably 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm excited
Why
to.
what they are.
Be,
Why would you set up this preamble and not tell us what they are?
Yep.
We're not allowed to, so yeah, you can.
No, I want to talk. I mean, I guess we can talk about them when they show up, but I'm not sure you're that aware of them. Maybe I'm not giving you enough credit.
Ooh,
Oh yeah, is that? That's not the Clone Wars one. That's.
No, that's it.
Yeah. I almost bought him. I got a gift card to Time Walker Toys. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it.
Never even heard of them.
Yeah, they're based out of Kansas. They have an online site. They don't do a lot. Like they don't keep a bunch of stuff in stock, things like that. But if you pre-order stuff, they're good about getting out your pre-orders and stuff like that. And there's very few 6-scale collecting sites anymore you can buy from outside of Sideshow. So I got a gift card there, and I was debating between getting that Darth Sidious or the Amazing Spider-Man from the new one coming out soon. But I caved and went with Spider-Man.
Wait, which new one coming?
The new Andy Garfield Hot Toys is doing.
I thought that came out.
Not yet.
Oh wow, they've been like slagging on that one, huh?
Yeah, I think there's been an issue with the sculpt. I think they've mentioned multiple times they're reworking it. But it's supposed to be coming out this quarter, which it's Hot Toys, meaning it'll come out next quarter. So we'll see.
I got my shipping notice for Han Solo, so that's cool.
Nice.
Where did you order him from?
Sideshow.
You
Which one?
still
You mean Sidious?
No, I was talking about Han. I didn't know if you still
Uh,
primarily use
yeah.
Sideshow.
Yeah, sometimes I go with Pop if they have it on a reasonable price, which is almost never. But this
Yeah,
one I did
Pop
get.
doesn't
Yeah.
give a shit. I
But
don't
this
think.
one, it's just I tend to watch when they release when Hot Toys releases them. They usually keep them in the price in the website at Pop right near the price that they're being advertised over here. So I got this one for 237, and they tend to leave it. Then they raise it up to like 300. But whenever I see something in Hot Toys that releases and they have it in stock in their website, I buy it from them. The shipping is a whole other subject, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I don't buy from them. Is there's because the price could be good on the figure, and then all of a sudden you're spending like twice that amount on the shipping, and I'm like, you know what? No, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
I do for Hot Toys. I just buy from. If I can't get it from Sideshow, I'm pretty much
Yeah.
not going to buy it
Because I
unless my
got
local store here picks it up, and then I happen to be there. I'm like, sure, I'll buy it. Otherwise,
my local stores are a bunch of heathens, and I know the prices, and I know when they're really overselling something, so I don't tend to buy Hot Toys from. There's a store, it's quite a bit far away from here, but they're official sideshow distributor, so they keep the prices
yeah,
within
my
the
store's
range.
an official one
Yeah.
too. That's why the prices are locked.
Whenever I have something related to a court case or something that's way down there, then I always stop by and see what they have. But my local one, it's a bunch of pirates over there. I won't buy anything from them.
Yeah,
But
for
they're,
me, it's
they're
primarily Sideshow or Kit. Anything not
Even
Hot
for Hot
Toys
Toys,
related goes through Kit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just like with Sideshow. The main reason why I continue going there, outside of the fact that like the price is the price that you're
The
seeing,
layaway
outside
price.
of their shipping could get a little pricey. Not to me because I'm in California as well, but I know like in the rest of the United States it gets really bad.
They're
But
not that expensive shipping to Florida, so
oh,
I'm
that's good.
not
I've
worried
heard people
about their
complain.
shipping.
For me, it's the payment plans. The fact that I could do like
Yeah, I do that a
I
lot.
set it in, and if I can't, like if 1 month is like I have too many things stacking up, I don't like push one back. You can easily change dates
Yeah, that
anytime,
freedom,
like all that stuff.
that financial freedom is good when
Yeah.
dealing with them at least. So I
Yep.
pre-ordered Galactus and I put in Galactus on the thing on a payment plan with them. That's the last one I purchased. But I'm getting Indy. I got the shipping notice for Indy, and so I'm getting Harrison Ford twice this month. And Shin Hati is also the other one that's coming. So Balin will not be by himself.
Jordan, I need to know what 2 figures you have coming.
Yeah, just later.
Okay. Do you guys have you ever bought anything that SSR has produced?
I know a lot of. I have not bought any of their stuff, but I know everything they
I
have
know
coming
a
out.
lot. Yeah.
Okay.
I wish I had the money for their stuff because they're usually a little bit more pricey.
They're not bad. So I have Justice Savior and Justice Knight coming from
Nice.
SSR. And actually, I got one from that's another site I use. I'll plug them. 16 Outfitters. I think they're
Oh
based
yeah,
out of
they're good.
Jersey,
Yep.
somewhere around there. So I'll use them sometimes as well. And I had a credit on Alberto. I can't remember the name of the company that was producing it, but it was Acadian Guardsman, 6 scale. I can't remember the name. It's been in the works for like 6 years, and my deposit was $70, and they finally canceled it and said it's not getting made. So 16 Outfitters had given me $70 to in credit, so I used it for the quote unquote Justice Knight.
Is it the Acadian or the Creed?
No, it was Acadian Guardsman. When I find, I can't remember the name of the studio. They do like military figures, not like DI.
That's Black. It's Doc Normal Snow. He does the. You know who it is, Tom?
I know who Darwin Snow is. I don't think
Yeah,
it's him.
the
though.
company. They used the. It's something tactical military black or something. I don't remember the name. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. But that released a long time ago, Jordan. That Kate, at least the I think it was it was a command figure. It was not a standard Cadian troop. So I don't know.
Whatever
Same.
happened with it, 16 Outfitters gave me my money back and said the figure was canceled. So I don't know.
Send me the link. I'll check for you because I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'll send it to you so you can see. But anyway, they gave me my money back, so I ordered Justice Knight from them and Justice Saver from Kit. And I just got the shipping invoices recently. But
Are
Justice
those both
Savior,
their Dark Knight Returns versions of those two characters, Superman and Batman?
no. So it's the Alex Ross,
Oh,
Paul
yes,
Dini
those look
versions
good.
of
Yes.
Superman and Batman.
Oh man, I cannot
I've
wait to
seen those.
see
I'm
issue
so
2.
excited.
Nice.
They
Yeah,
make gorgeous figures. Gorgeous. Like their figures are statue worthy. Like they're
yes.
just beautiful.
I don't know. It's just with the quality of stuff with the third party. Well, I stick with So, but I'm pretty hesitant to go with any other company
I would.
unless I
SSR is
get
one of
good
the great
reviews
ones. I
from
would.
any of you guys. So, because and for port toys for bye, I was kind of like, oh, what are we gonna get? And I was surprised with the end product that we got.
Yeah.
But I try not to go delve too deep with the 1/6 things and with the third parties, unless I get good reviews from any of you guys. And
Well, funny enough about Port Toys is before they did their, Tau Pai Pai, which me and Alberto have, they were doing like batches, like small batch stuff for people for years. Like I had been following their stuff ever since I saw their first 1/6 scale Kaneda from Akira. And that figure, I think, was like $2,000 something dollars. So I was like, I'm never going to afford one of their things. And then all of a sudden, Tau Pai Pai is like, no, this is going to be a commercial release. Commercial, it's still third party, it's not licensed. And the fact that that was even under $400 like blew me away. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. So these will be my first SSR figures. I'm excited. They're based on Alex Ross, so not only do I carry the honor of trying to honor him in the photographs that I take, but anything that I shoot with them, it's not really going to be pose heavy, more portrait style stuff, so they should be fine, but I'm excited.
A lot of really bright single source lighting
Yep.
is what you need.
yeah,
Which is incredibly difficult to do, not as a comic artist. Comic artist, yes, difficult to do. That's his whole other creative world, but from the point of photographing something, I really struggle with one bright source. I struggle with that.
I was just flipping through one of his books yesterday, actually, Marvelocity, which is just journals his entire like Marvel career, essentially up until I think it was 2018, 2019, I think is when it ends. I'm like, we need a volume 2 of this. But when reading it, it's like, it's so shocking just to see like, because he uses photo reference for stuff and things like that. But like, he thinks about the lighting source well before he even does like the photography and everything like that. It's unbelievable. Just like his brain just works in that dramatic lighting sense.
He's a legend.
Yep.
Like all the great. Go ahead, Albert.
I try to do that with the lighting. That's because I use single source. You boys know this, so I use single source lighting, and I tend to draw where the patterns on the figure are going to hit. So it takes me quite a while for that setup to do. But if I try more than 2 lights at some point and not hitting the subject directly, that's what I like about him, though. It shows in his art. So, but that's. Yeah.
I don't think I ever shoot with less than 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. Every time.
Even when I do very strong single source, there's like 8 other lights you're not even seeing that are just like making sure you can still
They're
see.
focusing on that one point. Yeah.
I use actually one source, and the rest is either bounce cards on the surface, or I use natural light from another object. That's why I love Brian. We can plug in Brian's torches here, so I get the natural light, depending on the setting we'll use it. But it's always try to do one. So we'll see how that works. I'm working right now with the Calibac setting, and it's gonna be a single. So we'll see how that comes out.
Yep, we will. It's been too long since both of you have posted, so I'm excited.
It'll be a while longer for me. Just because I have stuff in the works. It's just, man, and I have not been for an entire week straight. I've not stopped shooting. So there's a lot of stuff on the way. It's just going to be a while before I can see.
No, kind of go. So, guys, thank you all for joining us for the second episode of Nerdocracy. It's a work in progress, but we're getting there. The first episode was great. This one was great, and they're only going to get better. But really, at the end of the day, it's all about just sitting down and chatting about nerdy shit with fellow nerds Nerdocrats, like minds. That's what this is all about. Just want to have fun with that. So we appreciate anyone that watches, and we do ask, like, and subscribe. We will be back next week with some form of video. It's not going to be themed in the sense of, this channel is about this thing. It's just about the overall zeitgeist that is nerddom. So we'll be back with that. We'll have other segments like I talked about earlier in the show. We'll do a focus on figures. I know at the latter half of this episode we got into toy photography and that whole creative medium. We'll explore that more in another segment, another show. But as far as this one goes, we're going to bow out. Thank you all for joining us, and we will catch y'all again next time.